In this world full of darkness and hatred, let us bring light and hope to those who feel undervalued. Join me and Dion as we are going to be talking about how to be bold and be proud together.
Okay, so for everyone, you know me as the person behind Bits and Pieces Ginagmay og Dinago podcast. So for today's episode, this is very relevant for this month since we are celebrating June Pride Month. And I have a very important person, and he's also very, like hardworking when it comes to empowering our LGBTQI community. And when I have an idea that I will be having an episode about this month celebration, I have this one person in my mind na I'll be interviewing him as the person that I can talk about and also share his experiences as well as his stories regarding the Pride Month. And I have this person because I used to work with him and I know how hardworking he is. Kita ka talaga right through my eye kung ano yung mga grabe. Oo, ano yung mga hard works na mga ginagawa niya inside office and even outside office. And I can say in confident as well that he's like really a very generous person when I used to work with him. And today's episode, let us consider to always be bold and always be proud. So I have Dion. So Dion will be introducing himself as well. Tapos we'll go through with our discussion. Okay, ikaw na Dion.
Oh, hi, everyone. My name is Dion Cordero. How do I start, Yvonne?
Yun na
yes,
lang.
I am. Yes, my name is Dion Cordero. I've been in the BPO industry for more than 15 years already.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with different companies, and currently, I am a chairman of our Pride Network. I cannot say the company, I'm a Pride Network chair. Currently, I am a Soji SC trainer, and I'm also an I Am
Wow.
Remarkable facilitator.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's all I have.
So yun. Of course, guys, you already know the credentials that Dion have, especially in being this right person na I will be interviewing for today's episode. So just to run through for this episode, it's going to be a trifactor. I'll be asking three questions for Dion, and then after that, I'll have the fast talk portion, and then there's also one very relevant question na coming from the audience, coming from someone I know, especially when I posted that I'll be having an interview with a champion who is was very or putting an emphasis on the empowering of the LGBTQI community. So first things first, ready na ba tayo Dion for the questions? Alam ko naman ready to for sure. So okay, I'll just have the first
I have
question
a
for you.
choice. Okay, go,
Oo,
Yvonne.
sige. So of course, in an office setup, I'm not sure if this is happening, but let's say you have someone from the office who already is really, parang trying to come out in the office, and then you know this person because you've been friends with this person. So in this particular scenario, how are you going to help this person come out, like in his terms, na parang he or she already knows na gusto na talaga niya mag-come out, but he doesn't know or she doesn't know what's the right way to do it on how to start with that topic of conversation. How are you going to help this person, Dion?
Hmm. Coming out, Yvonne, is a process. No? So,
Mm-hmm.
number one, no one has the right to dictate when is the right time
Mm-hmm.
for someone to come out. And you should come out, just like what you mentioned earlier, you should come out on your own terms, on your own
Mm-hmm.
time, when you feel you're ready. But if the person really wants to come out and there's I mean that he or she really wants to come out. I think the best thing that you can do is to offer him support and to be with the person. I mean, to assure that person that whatever the result may be, because I know coming out is really a hard process. It's not something that gusto ko mag-come out today and then uh, we'll never know what's going to be the result. So I think the best thing that you can do, that I can do, that everyone can do, is to offer the support and to be with that person, whatever the result may be. And also, it's
Mm.
very important that you surround yourself with people who accepts you. And ayon, yeah, that's basically my the things
Mm,
that I'll
mm,
be
mm.
doing for that person.
Yeah, but I just want to add something, Dion. Have you had any experience naman before, not just in the office that you're working right now, that someone is coming out, but then there's a negative approach after that person was coming out? Meron naman ba? Or is it always like smooth flowing, especially like the office is not close-minded when it matters like this in conversation or coming out stories like I've been in the company as well before. I used to work with you, and I have friends who were coming out, but it doesn't have any negative effect. So, meron naman ba? Just wanted to like follow up. Meron naman ba that you had an experience before na there's a negative way approach naman, or then someone is also taking it negatively, ganon?
It's different, Ivone. Sometimes it's again coming out is different from I mean it varies depending on the situation. There are times na coming out is uh, parang you can do it na parang friendly way lang. Let's say for example
Mm,
you already have
mm,
an
mm,
idea of the sexual orientation of that person, but then again, just like
mhm,
what I mentioned, you don't dictate na okay, bading ka or whatever, or parang
mm.
parang you let the person feel na okay, this is the right time for me to come out.
Yeah.
What's happening kasi is, in some workplaces is that nauuna yung chismis bago yung pag-come out ng tao. So they already have an idea of parang they're already painting this
Mm-mm.
persona dun sa tao before and that makes it harder for people to come out because of the office gossip, diba?
Mm,
And
mm,
sometimes people are
mm.
being forced to come out because people are already spreading lies about, not really spreading lies, I mean spreading word about them.
Mm, mm, mm.
So may well usually ganun yung mga nangyayari sa mga office setup. Alam mo yung
Mm,
mga office gossips and all. Kaya nga may tinatawag tayong workplace closet. Yun. So workplace
mm,
closet is
mm,
parang you're hiding an identity. Parang in the office, you're hiding some part of yourself. No?
mm, mm, mm.
Usually, let's say for example, during team huddles, no? Um, some people, if you're straight looking, they assume that you have a girlfriend. Diba?
Mhm, mhm.
And syempre during office conversation, what people would ask would say, oh, anong ginawa niyo ng girlfriend niyo ng weekend? Pero that person knows
Hmm,
na okay,
mhm.
okay, hindi parang the office might assume that person has a girlfriend. And then what's going to happen is that person, okay, so ina-assume nila na ganito ako. So parang what I'll do is I will hide na lang my true
Mm.
identity. And the term for that alone is covering. Covering is when you're hiding some parts of yourself. So sometimes, ganun nangyayari. Hinahide na
Hmm,
lang nila
mm.
because people assume that there's na ganito sila. When in fact, they know they're
Ah,
different.
uh-huh,
Oo.
uh-huh.
Oo. So that's the reason why some people, they find it hard to come out because parang minsan yung mga tao parang ito ka, so dapat ganito ka and something
Uh-huh.
and that affects engagement in the office. So because you're hiding some parts of yourself, um, you're not being authentic. Yung
Mhm.
creativity mo as a person, minsan nahaharangan din siya,
Hmm.
'di ba? So you cannot give your best, 'di ba, if you're hiding.
Tama, tama. Actually, I can also share similar experience to Dion. I think this is something that you mentioned na parang you're hiding something from yourself. I think also sa atin then we have our prejudgment, like
Yeah.
parang it's not just an office gossip, but we also have our prejudices. So let's say for example, hindi naman siya particularly happen to the company I used to work with, but I know someone na parang she mentioned to me like confidently kasi naman ako I'm very open with anything. Alam mo naman yun ako like anyone kung sino lalapit masyado nakikipag-usap ako and then this person just told me na parang gusto na niya mag-come out and all that. So sabi ko naman, you do it in your own terms. Tapos parang sabi niya, I don't think I needed to come out in a larger group of people kasi they already have their notion that I am
Yeah.
this and I am that. So parang sabi ko, ay talaga? So sabi ko naman sa kanya, as long as you're genuine to yourself and you're happy about it, I don't think there is a reason for you to come out in public places or in larger group as long as okay ka naman na sa nafi-feel mo. But sabi ko naman sa kanya, when the right time comes, para sa tingin mo, that's already the right time or whatever it is in your own pacing. Pag anong gusto mong sabihin, sabihin mo lang kasi sabi ko naman, I don't think kahit may prejudice yung tao, I don't think they would judge you the way how you prefer or your preference and whatever. Kasi it's the same thing as you've said. Parang sinasabi na talaga ng mga tao, uy, pumunta kayo sa labas ni ano. And this person is a female. So always sinasabi ng mga tao na pumunta kayo ni ano. So pinapartner na agad siya sa lalaki. So
Yeah,
it's something na parang, oh, it's something that this person cannot really open up everything. So ang nangyari, most likely, hindi na siya masyadong lumalabas. So sabi ko, don't get affected with that. Kasi sabi ko, ano lang naman yun lang naman yung sinasabi nila. But they don't know you in a personal manner, tapos ganon. So sabi ko, wag ka lang maging affected. And it doesn't mean na mag-come out ka para i-pressure mo yung sarili mo or wag ka mag-come out kasi pressured ka na din. It's always you talaga. So parang nare-relate ko yung sinasabi mo na you mentioned na mayroon talagang mga office gossip tapos some people would prefer to really talk about it kasi ay si ano ganyan ganyan. So a lot of people who are members of the LGBTQI community would prefer na hindi na lang mag-come out because of that. But do you think it would it would really also affect their performance ano like when I say they are not really like very open.
Yes, actually, there are some studies even
Mm-hmm.
conducted about that. No, I cannot remember exactly the
Mm-hmm.
studies, but it's all about parang workplace closet.
Mm-hmm.
So parang hiding your identity. I mean covering your identity. And although yes, it is true no na parang pag sinabi mo kasi na parang hindi wag mo na napansinin yung ibang tao, wag mo na napansinin. Madaling sabihin 'yon. But
Mm-hmm.
the truth is, if you work in an office setup, wala kang choice but to connect and collaborate with people,
Yeah,
'di ba?
yeah.
So wala kang choice na you need to collaborate with people. I mean,
Mm.
you need to talk to you need to go in a meeting, 'di ba? You need to
Mm.
communicate with them. Nakakasalubong mo sila sa hallway, 'di ba?
Mm.
And you do it 8 hours a day, five, di ba? I mean, if no before pa the pandemic, when we all go to the office, di ba? We do it
Mm.
5 days, 5 days a
Yeah,
week, eight
yeah.
hours. And imagine that feeling na parang, okay, parang kung hindi, since you're hiding some parts of yourself, di ba? Parang hindi ko mabigay yung buong ako.
Tama, tama.
And that's the reason why some people often they want to they resign. So there are also some studies showing that mataas yung attrition rate.
Mm.
Na mataas yung attrition rate because parang okay sige since I feel like I want to find a place where I can feel secure, diba? It's all
Mm.
about
Mm.
creating a safe space. That's why companies these days I mean they need to promote diversity and inclusion because
Mm.
inclusion is not, I mean, some people are saying that the company is diverse, but when you look into the policies or anything, or if they have initiatives in place, wala naman. So that's not,
Mm.
so ibig sabihin, a diverse company doesn't necessarily mean an inclusive company. And sometimes, if the LGBTQ plus employees feel that the policies in place or they feel they're not secured or they're not safe to express yung mga sarili nila sa office, they do the I mean, they resign na lang. O kaya they cannot, parang they're 100% hindi talaga nila nabibigay
Mm.
in their work.
Mm.
There are
that's
some people though. There are some people though. Sorry, one. There are some
sige
people
go.
though that they give out their best. Pero the reason why is ayaw nilang parang they feel like since I am an LGBT um, employee, parang I feel like I need to prove myself to these people. And that's and their
Hmm,
mental health suffers naman because alam mo yun, the feeling of you need to prove yourself every single day.
that's right, that's right. Sobrang pressure ka nun.
Oo, sobrang pressure ka na because you don't want to be okay because some people say na kapag di ba there are some parang mga parang since you're an LGBT employee parang they feel like you, na alam mo yun parang somehow there's still discrimination happening and they feel like
Mm,
parang you should be this. They automatically
mm.
feel na dapat creative ka if you're
True, true.
LGBT employee. They put you in boxes, di ba?
True,
And
true.
sometimes we feel like okay, I need to prove them na they're wrong, so I need to do work to parang palaging double yung binibigay mo. So
Mm.
madaming sides siya and for that side naman, the mental health is being affected because you feel
Hmm,
like proving yourself every single day that you deserve the
totoo.
spot.
That's true, that's true. I think ano naman siya, I'm not saying that it's really something that is always happening, but then there are really workplaces that are not that open when it comes to the concept of inclusivity and diversity. Siguro we can see that let's say in the office, for example, in a setup, diverse siya because they are accepting this kind of people, even if their preference is this or they are the members of the LGBTQ. Wala silang ano dan, wala silang pake. But when it comes to how they include these people in a group, sometimes what really bothers is that parang they, as what you mentioned, they're really putting people in boxes. Like um I have this conversation as well with female leaders, and they are. That's also one thing that they think is really putting society down for women and even for men as well. Because if you put people in boxes already, you already have the idea, and you're putting like an idea in the mind of the other people. Let's say, for example, hindi naman siya ganyan, but you're already telling that this person is this because you're putting an idea in your mind na pag member siya ng LGBTQI, he or she is very engaged, parang ganon. So, these people is really putting pressure on themselves. Tapos, may mga tendency pa that, as what you mentioned, since grabe yung pressure, may mga magre-resign. So, that's just sad thing, no?
Mm-hmm.
Mm, but,
Yes,
but,
that's really sad. But I'm happy that the companies these days, where they are already, embracing the diversity and inclusion, diba?
mm,
Yan. But we just really need to be careful lang to ensure na okay, kasi you know, diversity is so easy to achieve. You can hire
totoo.
different
That's
types of
right, that's
people,
right.
but the question is, are you inclusive? Diba? If you
Totoo.
check the policies, or if you check the policies, is it inclusive ba? Diba? So
Mm,
that's
mm, mm.
something that that we also need to look at.
Totoo. I think we really made a point on this one, especially for this question na at the end of the day, sa akin naman, at the end of the day, it's not really something of a pressure if you wanted to come out. It's always on your terms. And always, as we mentioned then, like just to sum up everything, as you mentioned then, if you wanted to really come out, do it in your terms and surround yourself with the people who understood you really well and who's always putting you in a positive situation. Kasi like it's really something na parang you will feel really burned out tapos pressured, and it would affect especially on your mental health if you are putting pressure in yourself tapos you surround yourself with people naman who are not doing really positive thoughts or impacts towards you. Yun naman, like as I could sum up sa pinag-usapan natin in the first question. So thank you, Dion, for imparting this wonderful like situation and also your thoughts about the first question. So I'll jump over to the second question for this time. So I know you're very engaged, and some of the works that you've done are really beyond office hours and even on weekends, and um this consume a lot of your time. But I'm seeing your post on Facebook how you were very like very into it with these activities in empowering the LGBTQI community. Can you cite one specific instance, Dion, like one moment with all the engagement that you've in and you've helped, especially in this community, that you feel like you're the proudest, like kahit siguro like not just one, but if you can rank kung ano yon, like mga dalawa na mga moments na masasabi mo, oh my God, I feel so proud at this moment, na ginagawa ko siya with in helping out to empower our LGBTQI community.
Okay. Well, I facilitate SOGSC training, Yvonne, and I always
Mm-mm.
believe that the key to a more accepting society is through education. So I do share a
Mhm.
lot of things that I'm doing on social media to gain
Mm.
awareness and to promote my advocacy. And in our company, one of the most memorable experiences that I had was when we facilitated SOGSC training for security guards, housekeeping teams. Yeah, so we
Uh-huh.
did that
Nice,
because we
nice.
believe that SOGI SC education is for everyone.
Totoo.
And what happened is that since I'm posting it on social media during a networking event with other companies, one actually reached out to me and told me that I'm following you on LinkedIn and seeing all of your posts
Hmm,
and you guys are doing a great job, no? So for
ang
me,
galing.
yeah, so for me parang it yung reach is lumalabas ng company and people are really seeing the value of
Hmm,
educating people of the basics of SOGSC. Also, if you're again, we're not doing it for the clout. We're not doing it just for
mm.
people to notice us. Well, that's the point din naman. Pero somehow kasi your post on social media, if you want to gain awareness and to really promote your advocacy, it is really helpful. And you'll never know kung ilan yung mga taong natatouch mo because of
To
what you're sharing. Yeah, because I have been approached by a number of people
nice.
na they want to be mentored by me now, and that they like what I'm
Oo.
doing, something like that. And that really inspires me to do more.
Mm. Siguro I think if this is not something na binobola kita ha, if we're just on the same in the same site siguro, you would be the first person na lalapitan ko to mentor me out, especially when I when I started working kasi I know naman I've seen you like pinapakilala ka na before we were working. So sabi ko, hala, ba't parang nakikita ko siya everywhere. So yun din yung ano ko sa'yo, that you really reached out to a lot of people, especially when it comes to promoting this advocacy, and empowering the LGBTQI community because I've seen you in social media, tapos a lot of people are telling me that, Dion is the one sharing this, Dion is the one seeing this, and of course ako, like, I'm I'm a very active ally of the LGBTQI community. So lahat, if ever pwede kong atinan, like lahat ng mga cities that are having Pride March, I would probably be there. So even when I was pregnant, like there is an activity here in one of the cities, I really would tell my husband na since Pride March lang naman siya na pwede mong daanan sa sasakyan. Sabi ko, if we have a chance, pwede ba nating daanan? So with those simple gestures naman, you would really see na makikita ko talaga that you were reaching out onto the grounds to those people that are not really aware of what the SOG C is, and then also for those people na parang sabihin na nga natin na they don't really care, wala silang masyadong pakialam, but when you educate them about it, they become very open with the idea, and especially they are becoming open-minded with the community. So yun naman. And then to mention, may maidagdag lang ako diyan when it comes to the cloud. Since I've started this podcast, I've also had like encounters to those people that I wanted to talk to. And of course, we can filter out kasi I joined this group, and then I can filter out kung sino yung maging guest ko. And then I can also reach out to them, what are their comfortable topic and all these things. I always tell them na comfortable lang yung pag-uusapan and all those things. And then there was one instance that I've encountered someone from the other country who's been telling me that she wanted to have like a quick call with me, to see how fit we are, what are the conversation we wanted to discuss and share. And then, so yun na, we had our call. And then I was like, okay, what are we going to talk about? So at first, it was very smooth flowing. We're talking about motherhood and toddlers and young kids. And she told me that, can we discuss also the things that I would want the school to impose? Especially na maliit pa daw yung anak niya. And then I was like, okay, sige, sige. And then she told me that I really wanted the school to not impose educating the young kids about sexual preference. So pinapasalita ko lang siya, and then I was listening, and then I asked her, so you're in favor with celebrating the Pride Month and all that. So sabi niya, I'm okay with it, but I think it's disgusting. So that's talaga. Parang ganyan yung mukha ko nung sinasabi niya
Oh,
yon. So parang, oo, that's the point. Sabi ko, this is a red flag for me because I always advocate like open and a comfortable discussion, and much as I banner myself as being the very active ally of the LGBTQI community, why would I be having you as my guest? So sabi, and then I've actually this is not something that parang sinasabi nila na clout, because I've seen her profile. She has a lot of followers, and she's even sinasabing very famous in that country. But when I told this to my husband, he really told me, it's up to you if you would really say yes or no to that person, because I know she's just going to take a platform to tell her bullshit. So sabi ko sa sabi ng asawa ko, it's up to you if you say yes or no, kasi she will be telling bullshits about the LGBTQI community. Tapos ginagamit ka lang niya as a platform. So sabi ko naman, yeah, I'm just letting her speak. So sabi ko, I'm just letting her speak to see what we will anong mangyayari. And after that, so eventually I really told her na I don't want you, like, not really something that's something that could make her unhappy or rude, but I'm really being very forceful that time. Na sabi ko, I don't want you to be I can't have you as my guest, or yun yung sinasabi ko, I can't have you as my guest, because I know that I am always bannering diversity and being open, but the way that you are portraying and saying things about the LGBTQI community, for me as an active ally, I don't like the way how you do it and how you say it. So parang, I'm not sure if she takes it personally or whatever, but parang sa akin naman, I am not saying that it should be for clout kasi gusto ko siyang makausap because she's very famous, or probably she's famous in the country. But to me, that's not what I advocate. I always advocate being open, being very accepting to whatever your sexual preference. And here comes someone who's telling me that it is disgusting. Sorry. Di ko talaga ipupush yun kasi I know the things that I would wanted to be on my platform, and I don't want you specifically to tell those things to my audience. So yun naman sa akin, it's not always about the clout, as you mentioned. And then I really appreciate yung mga ginagawa mo diyon, like especially like empowering those like talagang on the ground levels ba, kasi we know this person, kumbaga for example, the cleaners, the security officers, they're very busy with their works, and sometimes hindi na nila maiisip na, ay okay, kailangan ko pala tong intindihin and all those things. But with the things that you're working, it echoes naman talaga. Like you would see that these people are, hala, oh my God, I should be aware with my actions pala. It's not something na okay lang pala gawin siya since we're friends. This person is my friend. But then when they were able to be educated, kumbaga, to put it in terms with what you were doing, talagang they would really feel na, I could have done this pala, I could have done that. And so siguro for the next coming days, or for the rest of the work that I'll be doing, I'd be more careful, tapos I'd be more open when it comes to this. So parang ganon. Yun yung ano ko kasi as what you mentioned, you posting it in social media, and I'm one of those people na inspired when I see you posting about, ay ang galing, sasabi ko ang galing. Minsan nga kami when I had this moment also that I was one of the officers for the Proud Network here in Cebu, I really would like fly in sa kabilang island just to make sure that I was able to attend this activity kasi we're in another island naman in the office, and then there was this activity in another city which is in another island, so pwedeng puntahan namin and all those things. Why are we doing this? Because we wanted people to be educated and we have
Yeah.
to spread the words to them. So parang yun, super proud din ako sa moment na yun, and I'm also happy that ikaw din, you have that moment na parang kahit kumbaga masasabi natin it's just something small kasi you were talking to people, and then but when you realize that these people are reaching out to you, nakakataba ng puso, right?
Yeah, totoo,
Oo,
totoo.
oo.
That's really true.
Kahit ikaw nga sa parang sabi ko, "Ay ang galing, daming daming ano, daming nakakaalam na ganito yung ginagawa ni Dion," which is something na people would be really reaching out to you. And that's something siguro na masasabi natin, "Ay, this is one of the proudest moment."
Yeah, it is. Totoo. It's all about really making a difference, and it feels good, no, na you're making a difference in your own little ways.
Totoo, totoo. That's the right way to say it. So let's proceed with the last question I have with my trifactor, Dion. I guess we've talked about these things set up in the office and how we also inspire other people even outside the office. Though kahit may mga oras tayo na kinukuha nito, and we are even spending some of our weekends to do it, but we are passionate to do it because we wanted to help out and reach out as much as many people as we want to. So my last question for our trifactor is that, what do you think, or what are your hopes probably for this country when it comes to being open with the LGBTQI community
My
for the
wish,
future?
my wish for the future. My wish is to wake up one day not worrying about my LGBT siblings. You mean to wake up
Mm,
in a world that's more accepting, to wake up in a world where only love and happiness thrive and respect. Ayun. Yung di natin pag-uusapan yung equality because equal na lahat talaga. Alam mo yun, parang yung
nice,
diversity
nice.
inclusion, wala nang division. Alam mo, wala nang division
Mm-mm,
and all. Oo. Kasi naka-embed na sa atin na ganon.
mm-mm.
That's going to be, like a more beautiful world siguro.
Totoo. I like what you said, that you wake up that you're not worrying about your siblings ano preference. I mean, that's really the hope of everyone, especially ako. I have a son right now, and I'm telling myself now whatever his preference, whatever he wanted to be when he grow up, parang yun pa din, nawo-worry pa rin ako na baka ibubully and all those things, whatever his preference. So siguro I am with you sa sinasabi mo diyan na one day, hopefully, we wake up that everyone is really not being scared or bothered kung ano yung preference nila. And then siguro to just add up with that, ako din naman, one thing I am wishing for in the future and hoping is that hopefully we celebrate more when it comes to the LGBT QI community. Kasi the point is, it's been a long time that they were being silenced. They were not allowed to do the things that they are celebrating right now. So I wanted to do it like a pride year.
Yeah,
Grabe sa
exactly.
grabe. Ayoko ng Pride
Totoo.
Month lang talaga kasi yeah, that's one thing I was like, even before, I hate to see those documentaries and even like reality shows that are like really parang even like yun yung mga shows noon, tapos yung mga documentaries talking about concentration, like yung mga camps na nilalagay yung mga members ng LGBTQI, and all those sufferings that they've experienced like before. So sabi ko, it's really high time that we celebrate them on a yearly basis. So parang ganun. Kasi sabi ko, they've been silenced. A lot of people are really going like, I don't want to do this before. Yun. I don't want to do this because I'm scared na baka parusahan ako or ikukulong and all those things. So sabi ko, it's really high time to put emphasis on this one, not just uh, gusto ko talaga like a year, aside from doing a Pride Month, sabi ko in a yearly basis ganon, kasi it's really really something that we should be helping out, kasi ilang mga dekada na talaga that the LGBTQI is being silent. So I wanted to be celebrated more, and especially, well, I think for when it comes to our laws as well, we're slowly moving towards this
Yeah,
one into something that is everyone is very open about it. But hopefully, soon everything, as what you mentioned, would be a better place for us to wake up. Na we do not worry about anything anymore when it comes to our preference. So wow, that would be a perfect world, Dion. Okay.
totoo yan.
So, uh-huh. So as what I have said, I have asked my audience when it comes to the questions, if they have questions that they wanted us to discuss. And then there are friends that are sending me messages, and there is this one that stands out. And also, I think this is as well very relevant with our country. So, ang tanong niya diyon, one question lang naman. Ang tanong niya is that, how are you going to explain the LGBTQI concepts and its ideas into a society or a country that is very religious by nature. So parang yun yung tanong ko din na napapaisip din ako. So sabi ko, this is a good question to talk about naman. So do you have anything to answer? Ano naman yung concept no when it comes to this one, Leon?
That's quite hard, Ivan, to be honest. It's quite hard to
Mm-mm.
explain. To explain the SOGSC concept, especially if close-minded.
Mm-mm.
But what we do when we train people ng SOGSC is that we explain first that whatever I mean that what we will be sharing has nothing to do with your religion and all. Parang i-take away, alisin muna natin yun. Parang tabula rasa muna tayo. So kasi
Mm.
for you to fully digest the knowledge that we will be sharing, you need to ano muna, to clear your mind. To clear your mind. And
Mm-mm.
also, again, the SOGSC education, kasi actually it's super simple, is that parang may segment ka.
Mm-mm.
Tawag nito, Yvonne. So, di ba, SOGSC is um, what's between your legs, that's your sexual characteristic. So, whatever is between your legs, the sexual characteristic.
Mm-mm.
Your sexual orientation is your attraction, yung puso.
Mm-mm.
Gender
Mm-mm.
identity is your brain.
Mm-mm.
When you look in front of the mirror, sino yung nakikita mo? And then
Mm-mm.
gender expression is how you express yourself. And
Your
these
entire being.
people's, yes, your entire being. So magkakaiba-iba siya.
Mm, mm,
So
mm.
the way we explain it's very tawag dito, may step talaga siya na we explain per like first we explain
Hmm,
the characteristic muna, the sexual orientation, the gender
mm.
identity, and the gender expression. Yun, I think that's how we're going to explain it.
Mm. I think I'm very thankful, Dion, that you were able to tell that, especially like how the difference and how these things are being conceived and contextualized by the people. Because really, a lot of people does not have that idea. Even I myself, ang nakaka-relate ko lang is yung preference mo, yung sinasabi mo. And then
And
the
also,
rest of
Yvonne, sorry,
sige,
I meant
sige.
to add, so GSC is not just for LGBT community. So GSC is for everyone. So even if you are straight, you have so GSC.
Mm, mm.
So
Mm.
when we explain it again, this concept is not just for the LGBT community, but for everyone. Because even if you are a heterosexual, a straight man, or a straight woman, you
Mhm.
still have your so GSC. And our gender is very fluid. It changes over
Mm.
time. Diba? So, yun lang. Go
Mm.
ahead, Ivo.
Totoo, totoo. I'm thankful diyon sa sinasabi mo, and this kind of education, this is what I'm hoping for people to really be able to listen and hear this one kasi it's a very simple concept that you were introducing, and even I myself nakukuha ko siya agad na sinasabi mo, and I want people to also listen attentively and carefully to this one kasi they do not have this idea. A lot of people does not have this idea. They always know about your sexual orientation and your sexual preferences. The rest of the things that you've mentioned, hindi masyadong familiar ang mga tao nito. So that's the reason why I'm very happy and thankful na ikaw yung nandito kasi you're the right person to be able to explain about this matter. It's very easy and simple idea, and really the concept is really simple, very very easy to understand with. So yun naman sinasabi mo, I understand that this is something difficult to share, especially to our country that is very religious by nature. A lot of people would really say, if you can look at the social media, why are you doing this? Parang as sa Biblia, as per the Bible, it's just male and female and all these things. And then ako naman, my counter to this one also, when I was able to, or I'll be able to talk to people who are really something like that. Kasi in social media, hindi ko naman kasi siya masyadong pinapansin all those comments. But if given a chance that I'll be able to talk to them, I would really be able to tell that even the Pope, our Pope, in the Catholic setting, even the Pope is really telling, as long as the members of the LGBTQI community does not does not really throw out the concept of God and being faithful, does not reject them from being part of the community. So parang sinasabi ko na even the highest person in their religious community is telling this na, but pag wala silang ginagawang masama and they're being very faithful to what they believe in, walang masama dyan. So parang sinasabi ko, yun siya kung paano i-introduce. But I'm not a confrontational person as well, na parang
Yeah.
nakikipag-away and all those things. So sa akin lang din naman, it's really something that would start with the education. So yung sinasabi mo that you're doing the SOGI, it's very helpful. And then with the concept that you introduced to this episode, this is going to be a handy explanation of the people who are still confused or does not know about all those things. So thank you, Dion. That's a very good way to explain it. Salamat. Awesome. So I
And
guess,
also din, Ivan, may I just add lang din na parang um, we respect different opinions. Pero what
mm-hmm,
we cannot accept is that mayroon ka ng different opinion, tapos nandi-discriminate ka pa or binababa mo pa. I mean, okay,
correct.
we respect your opinion. That's yours. We're not here to change your beliefs, diba? We're not here to change your
Exactly.
beliefs. We're just here
Exactly.
to be accepted. And
Mm,
it all boils
exactly.
down to respect. Mm.
Oo, tama 'yan kasi I've also seen one, person who's being, really bashed on with the sexual preference that this person is telling, na parang sinasabi na, "Ay bakit nandadamay ka? This generation is becoming gayer because of you," and all those things. So parang sinasabi niya, "I want people to understand that I am not preaching to change whatever it is, but I want people to be educated rather than parang hinahatak niya na maging ganito kayo, ganyan." So, parang yun yung idea ng mga tao with this personality. But in reality, this person is just giving an education for them. So, parang yun yung sinasabi ko. And the reason why, siguro, the reason why they were saying that a lot of new generation now are becoming gayer, tapos parang naging open, that's because it takes one leap. It takes one person to really come out of what he or she is, the preference of what of this person is, and then eventually, since this person is being heard and empowered, so yun, a lot of people would be able to examine themselves as well. So yun naman yun din sa akin. So, I guess yun, thank you, Dion. Even I've learned so much from this episode. Talagang napuno yung idea ko when it comes to educating about this matter. Thank you. So, I guess we'll just move on, like quick lang naman when it comes to the fast talk. I just have three lang naman siya, and then we will have to agree or disagree with this one. You give your opinion about it, like 1 to 2 lang naman minutes. So, let's start with this one. So, kakatapos lang naman ng Miss Universe Philippines sa atin, and this has been posted online when it comes to this part of question, since Philippines is very fun when it comes to the pageantry. So I would like to ask your opinion if you agree or disagree or in favor that the transgender would also be part of the Miss Universe or in the pageant,
Mm. Ako,
transgender
I,
women.
I agree. Trans women are also women, and Miss Universe pageant should be celebrating women of all forms. And again,
Totoo.
Yeah, someone's femininity is not defined by what's between her legs. No? The same goes with masculinity. In fact, actually, Angela Ponce of Miss Spain, she broke barriers in 2018 as the first trans woman to compete in Miss Universe. Sa panahon yata to ni Miss Catriona Gray,
Mm,
mga
mm, mm,
2018.
mm.
Ayan. Yes, I agree.
Perfect, perfect. It's the same goes with me also. I agree with this one. And siguro I think the world is becoming progressive right now. Look at the owner of the Miss Universe. This Yeah, she's a transgender woman. So everything is very accepting right now, and it goes beyond really as what you mentioned. So let's go with the second one, the fast opposition. So let's go with the second concept. So the second concept is being gay is wrong. I actually just get this from the internet. So parang mga stereotypes and the stigma that people are putting in their mind when it comes to the LGBTQI. Being gay is wrong.
Disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, should anyway, I mean, the word gay means happy, di ba? So there's nothing wrong with happiness.
Ang galing, ang galing. Totoo. Nice, nice, nice. Galing dyan. Galing mo dyan, Dion. So, ano tayo? Let's go with the third one. So, the third one is, are you in favor with the gender neutral comfort room? So this has been talked about in the matter, even in our Senate hearings as well.
Mm.
This is the talk about this gender neutral comfort room. Are you in favor with this one?
Yes, I am in favor of gender neutral comfort rooms. May I add lang, the reason why is because when you're creating a gender neutral comfort room, somehow it gives people option. It can be used by anyone, not just by the LGBT community. So whether you're from the LGBT plus community or not, again, it is gender neutral in the first place. So going back to
Mm,
what I said, but that doesn't mean that we will not allow trans women to use women's
mm,
CR. I mean, again, trans
mm,
women are still women. Trans men are still men. I think it's just right
correct.
to give them parang we're just giving them the liberty to use the rest of the gender they identify with. But having another option is also not bad because it means that we're creating a safe space for everyone who's not comfortable of using the other bathroom.
Ang galing, galing. I would also thank you, Dion. Ang galing. Like I really like your idea and your answers on this one. Parang it really opens up to a lot of things and conversation to those people that are really, I mean, I would say this for the lack of term as close-minded. Parang hindi pa talaga nila alam yung idea. But when you educate them and you know that you're doing the right education for them, it's not just you're telling them to have to do this and that, but you're giving them the idea of how it should be. So parang it's something that people are really going to be open about it. And yeah, I think that's the end of our discussion for today. And from the bottom of my heart, Dion, I really thank you for the good and like really the positive things that you are mentioning about in this episode. And I hope this reaches a lot of people, especially to kasi social media is like really everywhere anywhere right now. So I hope people will be able to recognize and be educated on the matters like this. So before anything else, before we're going to end this conversation, do you have anything to plug or what other things maybe you have engagement that you want people to know and all those things, Dion, before we're going to end this one? Or maybe you want people to follow your social media account.
Yeah, follow me on LinkedIn,
Oo.
on IG. Yeah, just search for my name po. Ayan.
Okay,
I don't
okay.
have
Yun
anything
lang.
to I just want to thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity. This is my first time na ma-invite for this kind of platform and you're also doing a great job then. So yeah, let's reach more people.
Totoo,
Educate.
totoo. So thank you again, Dion, and I hope you will be able to enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you,
Sige.
Yvonne.
Let us create a safe space for everyone and make sure to put in mind that the world we are in is so much better if we are being understanding and kind to everybody. This is me, Bits and Pieces, Pinagmay of Dinagpo. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe this channel. Spread love, spectacular people.